conducted by Divya Lakhera. She is a leadership coach, teacher, educator honestly in the true sense of the word, author, and NLP practitioner with more than 3 decades of experience in conducting empowering empowerment programs for professionals from diverse backgrounds, be it corporate, education, business, or fashion. Her training sessions offer deep insights into mindset, habits, and patterns that influence how people think, make decisions, and interact with others. She helps individuals and teams move beyond simply managing tasks to developing greater clarity, intention, and self awareness. She encourages participants to rethink their approach to personal leadership and professional responsibilities to gain greater clarity in how they manage their time, work, and relationships. She also regards writing a book for teachers on soft skills, Teachers Shine Like Stars, as a key achievement, a book I've had the pleasure to peruse and would recommend. She is curious about how the brain works and fascinated by how language shapes our identity. She also loves traveling, music, singing, and a good game of chess, as it's all about the next thoughtful move, just like life. A little fun fact about her, she doesn't have a bad sense of direction, just feels that every road deserves a chance. Hashtag direction dyslexia. Thank you, Divya, for taking your time to join, and I will hand it over to you for your masterclass.
Okay, so thank you. Thank you so much, Pragya. I'll start by sharing my presentation. And we've been hearing all the eminent panelists. Thank you so much. Thank you, Nija. And thank you, Pragya, Janvi. We're really enjoying this session. So now we are going to be talking about time for masterclass. Now, turning time into your ally. So I'm just going to be sharing a couple of tricks and techniques that can help us master time in a smarter way. So the smart way to manage your time. So let's start with an activity right now. I'm going to make it interactive. And you can see there is a jar on the screen. Some of you may be already knowing this story. So what do you think should get into the jar first? We've been talking about priorities. We've been talking about responsibilities. We've been talking about multitasking. Let's see how can we implement all this into our lives. So the jar is there and there are big rocks, there are pebbles and there's sand. What should go into the jar first? Can you please write on the chat section? I'll be checking. And why? Why should it be? What should go into the jar section and why? Rock. Okay, big rocks. Everyone is very clear that the big rocks should go in first. Now, my next question is, what do these big rocks signify? What do these, why? Why should the big rocks go in first? And what is the significance? What do they signify? Anyone? What are these big rocks? Yeah? Anyone? What are these big rocks? What do they stand for? Okay, so let's understand. So these big rocks are, anyone would like to share? Okay, so the big rocks are our priorities. And are we on our priority list? Because we are talking about prioritizing our responsibilities. But till the time we don't prioritize our own lives, will we be able to give our 100% to every responsibility that we are taking up? That's my question. So what are we actually focusing on? Am I focusing on my life? Is my focus laser sharp? Am I emotionally present for every moment that I'm required to be? Even in the meetings, even at the workplace, because this laser sharpness is required everywhere. So how am I managing it? If the jar is filled with sands and pebbles first, will my life fit in? Will my life fit in? No, life will not fit in. So I'm going to ask you a question right now. Our priorities keep changing. So where are we right now? What is our priority? And why it is very important to keep ourselves as a priority? Because just think, everyone is using a smartphone. Now, the smartphone has a limited battery. Once the battery is down, it cannot function. It cannot work. So what do? We recharge the battery. And when the phone is recharging, we have to patiently wait, because when it's 20%, 40%, we cannot start using it. It's going to die very soon again. We have to wait till the time it's 100% fully charged. So that is because that is our life. So if we are 100% charged, we are going to manage everything in our life much more beautifully, efficiently, and effectively. So my question to you right now is, what is your priority? What is on your priority list? And then the next step, we are going to see how to fit those priorities into our schedule. So first, just if you could mention what is on your list right now. So what is on your priority? Yeah. 20 new, okay. Health, wonderful. What else? Health. Yeah, absolutely. I can see health and family. Okay, wonderful. That's great. Career growth. Okay, yeah, absolutely. Career growth. So I'm talking about three priorities. What is your number one priority, then the second priority, then the third priority? Like, I'll talk about my priorities. So this year I decided to focus on building a skill. So that became my top priority. Then we also are planning a family travel, which is scheduled in November. But because it's priority, so we have already started working on it. The plan is made, the reservations are made right at the beginning of the year. And the third priority is working on my own health, working on fitness. So I've already started going to a gym. So these are my top three priorities, which I've already decided I'm working on it. What are your three priorities? Growth and family, career. Okay. Okay. So what steps are we taking for the priority that we have chosen for ourselves? Do we have time? Do we have time? Because this is all about reclaiming time. So do we have time? Yes. So this is, I'll give you 1 minute. Please write down your priorities. Because you don't manage time, you manage what matters. Yes? Okay. All right. Okay. I'm waiting for the answers here. Okay, so maybe you have decided. Now let's see, what do we do next? Once the priorities are set, this, I'm sure, all of us are familiar with. Some of us may be looking at this matrix for the first time. Some of us may be already leading their lives based on this matrix, because there are many things which are in the urgent section. So this urgent section is all about the things that I have to do at this moment. It's very important. Like the meeting that I decide to attend, the task that I decide to undertake, the deadlines that I have to meet right now, these are all in the urgent category. But what happens most of the times, our time, we get caught up between urgent and delegation. So we've already seen how delegation is very, very important. And the quadrant two, sometimes we know that quadrant two is very important, but we don't even reach quadrant two. Our life becomes a trap of quadrant one extending to quadrant two extending to quadrant three, and quadrant four. But our life is trapped in quadrant one. There is no time to think of anything else. Why? Because we've gone on an overthinking drive. Now, what is the disadvantage of being in the quadrant one at all times? Because our brain is battling anxiety, stress, and panic. And because we are in that anxiety, stress, and panic mode, we are always rushing, always urgency, always looking for something that has to be done. And there is no time to pause. There's no time to reflect. And how is it going to affect us? It's going to affect us because our health gets affected in the process. So I would ask you, if you had to define your priorities in these quadrants, how would they look? Can everyone see how would your priorities look? So are we taking out time for ourselves? Are we taking out time for our health emergencies, our emotional presence? So we are spending time with our family. But am I there emotionally present? Or because I'm already so exhausted that my Emotionally, I'm somewhere else. And also, if I'm on the second quadrant, how much time am I spending? So, do I get time to plan? Do I get time to visualize? Do I get time to organize things for the future? So, if I am doing it, it's wonderful. But for some reason, if I am not able to find time, let us reclaim time. So, how does your calendar look? And why it is important to calendarize? So, everyone, all the panelists, everyone has talked about how prioritizing is very important, how putting things in their right perspective, right quadrant is very important. And now, once we have scheduled it in our head, the task is not done. Putting it down on paper or pen, maybe you're doing it offline, maybe you're doing it online, whichever way you're doing it, but calendarizing it, noting it down is very important. Why is it important? Because writing is a neuromuscular activity. So, neuromuscular activity is when my brain is giving me a signal and my muscles, my hand is writing down that instruction. So when my brain and muscles are connected and I have intentionally made a note of it, then my task is definitely going to get done. So we have all fought these challenges. So let's just share. Yeah. So how can we reclaim time? How can we make time our best ally? So today is Saturday. And by Friday, my calendar should be ready for next week. Now, many people I have seen, many, and I mean, I'm sure it's happening all over, that there's a meeting on Monday, and instead of checking it on Sunday, I'm checking it on Monday morning. I'm going to go unprepared. I cannot say yes to everything. I'll have to make my own choices and respecting my time and others' time too. That is very important. But in the calendar, am I blocking my personal time? Is my personal time there? So I've just got this calendar. Can we just do this as an activity? Suppose if I have to design tomorrow. So even the travel time that I'm taking to reach the office, those are the small actions, those are the small periods of inactivity. But if I choose to do intentionally, how am I going to be utilizing that time? Maybe something productive can come out of it. Waiting at the airport, waiting for others. So all these are in action, actions, I mean, periods of inactivity. But when I put something intentional there, it becomes a meaningful action. So whenever we are calendarizing, we are usually focused on office meetings, official work. What do I have to attend? Who do I have to meet? What is the task? But my point is, whenever we are calendarizing, like even the panelists shared, where is the personal time? Where is my exercise time? Where is my gym time? So, like I'll share with you, I get up in the morning. My day starts with my gratitude practices. My day starts with my yoga, my meditation, my prayer, my manifestation practices. So that is how the first hour is going to go, because that is preparing for the day. I'm recharging my battery. I'm recharging myself for the day. And that sets the tone. And then through the day, I have already decided so many tasks that I have to complete. But in the evening, I will take out 1 hour, 45 minutes to go to the gym or go for a walk. And it's not only me, the family. Everyone in the family is aligned on the priorities. So all of us are out at 6 o'clock. And for 1.5 hours, it's outdoor time. We have to be out. And everyone is working. Everyone is very busy. Everyone has a very tight schedule. But because of the time management, we are able to function very efficiently. And then, of course, there are trade-offs. So there will be times when you may have a very important meeting and your child is also having a very important function and you don't know where to go and how to manage. But if I'm already prepared in my head, what do? I communicate and then I make that choice. But if it comes at the last moment, then of course there's going to be a lot of chaos. So it is very important to declutter the first quadrant, which is of urgent, because we are already functioning in very high stress there. And something from the second quadrant also spills there, or the third quadrant also spills there. The anxiety becomes unmanageable, and it is going to reflect on our personal health. So, whenever we are calendarizing, we have to take out time for ourselves, for what we are learning, how we are spending time with the family. So, even 20 minutes, 30 minutes that we are blocking with our children, even children also do that, we can have very productive family time together. Otherwise, sometimes I want to talk, but the other person is not ready to talk. Then, of course, there's no preparedness, and the conversations may just fall very flat. So, these stressors are not only your sleeping, rest, nature walk, and meditation. Meaningful conversations are also extremely, they work as de stressing. But if the time is lost, the conversation is lost, the opportunity is lost, everything is lost. So we have to be very intentional, very mindful of how we are managing this, right? So, yeah, then also our urgent and important meetings. Just a minute. Yeah. So all these now meetings, also the ones that are intentional, where we are going to be speaking, where we are going to be just participating, where it is one-on-one, if we color code it, everything like Tena shared, that purple color is me time. So whatever color you want to decide for yourself, we can do that. And our calendar is going to tell us so much, but it's not going to be immediate. That's like today I decide and today I calendarize everything and it's going to be perfect for me. No, it'll take time because there's muscle memory, which is going to help me get into this routine. But everything starts with awareness, right? And lastly, I'll just share with you the strategies. Balancing is important. Perfectionism, we have already heard. It is not going to take us anywhere. We have to just accept ourselves the way we are. Trying to be perfect is going to cause unnecessary stress and too much chaos in our own lives. So sometimes it's okay, even if you delegate and you feel that only 70% of the work is getting done and there's 30% which is still left to do. It's okay to do that 30% rather than doing the 100% on our own. So shifting to minimal, whatever we can do for ourselves, calendarizing, and rotating intensity, because today it's work, tomorrow it's something else, children, then it can be health, then it can be something else. So our priorities will keep shifting. What is going to stay constant? That is you, your persona, right? So that is what we have to focus on, balancing everything. We don't need more time. Time is enough. What we need is we need more intentional energy. That is how I think we can manage time. And if there are any questions, if there are any inputs, please share them in the chat section. We can take those there. And many a times, what I have seen with my personal experience, time is time is there, but I'm not able to do much in that time because I just don't feel like it. My emotions are playing havoc with me. So when my emotions are playing havoc with me, that's another kind of management. That's emotional management. So we have to focus on our emotional health also. Yes, upskilling, learning. Yeah, I can see I need to carve up not a bigger, small steps. Absolutely. Claiming your routine. Initially, I'll struggle, but I know this will pay. Wow. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, can't you see the presentation? Is my presentation visible or not?
It's visible, Divya. Yeah,
It's
we figured
visible.
it
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, because somebody has written here, I can't see. And unknown disruptions, absolutely unknown disruptions are going to be there, and they so preparedness is the key. So suppose, like, I'll just give you an example. I had to take a very important session at about 2:30 in the afternoon. Suddenly at 10 o'clock, I got to know that there's another very important meeting that I have to attend, and I'll be gone for 2 hours. Now, this was an uninterrupted disruption for which I wasn't ready at all. I was focusing on my 2:30 meeting, and suddenly something comes up at 10 o'clock. I'll go, I'll come back, it'll be 1 o'clock, and 2:30 is the meeting. Now it can be a very high stress situation. So what do I do? Just because I was prepared for this 2:30 meeting, I'm so well prepared that I could easily go and come back for 3 hours. My 3 hours were gone, but there was no stress because the preparation was already done. So that is why being in the second quadrant, where we are planning, where we are visualizing, where we are goal setting, is extremely important. Only then we can manage uninterrupted disruptions easily. Because if you're already in the middle of urgency and then something comes up, it's going to be very chaotic. So this is, oh, thank you so much. Yeah, and yes, any questions? So, because emotions play a lot of havoc in our system, and time management is all about managing your life, because each day is your life, and how we are managing each day is going to define how we are living our life. So, there's a lot more coming up in this, and wonderful tools and thank you so much. I'm so grateful to you, and that is how I want to end this. If we can take some tricks and techniques from here, it's really going to be very, very helpful. This is how I have designed my life. These are the priorities that I was talking about. I'm focusing on one skill, which is of brand building. It was not my priority earlier, so it didn't even materialize. But the day I decided to make it my priority, events started taking place, and we could see that everything was shifting. My focus was shifting, my priorities were shifting. So I was getting opportunities also. And today I'm here taking this masterclass with everyone. I'm so grateful for that. Family travel, I already shared that we are going international travel in November, for which we have already planned. Then personal fitness, gym and walk, exercise, whatever is there on my priority list. So I'm already working at it. Writing a book is something. I've already written a book. I want to write one more. But see, it's number 4. So I don't know if it's going to get materialized. I've put it in the order of priority. Like, this is the topmost priority. Family travel, of course, we have already done. Fitness, sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not there. So it's on number 3. And not everything is equal. They just create the direction in which we want to walk the path. And this is also, I've shared with you, calendarize everything. This was really going to help. So thank you. Thank you so much. And yes, after this, we are also going to have another workshop on 4th April. So where we are, and all those who are attending this masterclass are going to get 40% discount on that masterclass. It's all about managing emotions. So that's what I wanted to share with everyone, because if you're feeling overwhelmed and we don't know how to manage emotions, because I'm not able to do, because I don't feel like doing it. So many times that's also a challenge that we face. So if you are in that zone and if you'd like to learn more about it, you can always join our next masterclass. So that's what is all from my side. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Over to you, Pragya.
Thank you so much, Divya. I feel like we have a lot to work with after your masterclass. And for everyone who heard about this and is interested in the next masterclass, please do